Okay, can we start?
Yes, sir.
So next is infrastructure financing. We will see the main problems here. Okay, so you can give a heading: infrastructure financing or PPP financing. The problems. We will see the problems and then we will discuss the government measures. Okay, so first we will see what are the main problems. Firstly, huge requirements of funds. Right, the first one, huge requirements of funds. So the main problem is huge requirements of funds. Second, complex viability models. So we have discussed all the different models. Okay, so complex viability models. Third one, long gestation period and recovery of revenue spread over long period. Okay, so just write long gestation period or maybe and recovery of revenue are spread over long periods. So that actually related to the viability of the project. And I've told you many projects were actually in loss, so the government come up with different models. Hybrid annuity model also we have discussed. Next one, you can write procedural hurdles. So when we talk about procedural hurdles, we are talking about land acquisition, okay, environmental clearances, all these issues are there. So next is procedural hurdles. Then legal issues. Then limited financing options. Even yesterday also I've told you banks have limitation because of the asset liability mismatch. Their deposits, they have to give loans from the deposits, but deposits are mainly short term. But these are having long gestation period and they need loans for long term, right? So that is a problem. So limited financing options. So these are the main problems. Now the most important one, government measures. So write government measures. Yesterday I've told you I will discuss viability gap funding today. So just write viability gap funding scheme. So here it is nothing but the gap will be funded by the government. Viability, if the project is viable and if it is having some public interest, the gap actually will be filled by the government. Okay, I'll explain it technically. So viability gap funding scheme. It is also called scheme for support to PPPs in infrastructure. It is also called schemes for support to PPPs in infrastructure. Okay, just write one line over there. It was initiated in 2005 to provide grants for establishment of those projects which are crucial for socioeconomic development, but falls short of economic viability. In case of problem with the funding or in case of problem with the recovery of the revenue. Okay, so these are important or crucial for socio-economic development but falls short of economic viability. It may not be viable for the private entity. Okay, so now what the government will do, write one more line. Under the scheme, grant up to 20% of the project cost, is provided by the Ministry of Finance. Up to 20% is provided by the Ministry of Finance at the stage of construction of the project. construction of the project. Okay, so up to 20% will be provided by Ministry of Finance at the stage of construction of the project. Right, one more line. However, the concerned ministry, so if Ministry of Finance will provide 20%. Now if the project is related to whatever the concerned ministry, if it is rural development or whatever it is, the concerned ministry or state government, may provide an additional grant up to 20% of the project cost. So Ministry of Finance will provide 20% if it is with socioeconomic objective. Then if there is a problem with viability mismatch, so apart from that, another 20% may be provided by the concerned ministry or the state government. That's the Viability Gap Funding Scheme. Okay. Second scheme, you write takeout financing scheme. Takeout financing scheme. See here, when we discussed about the financing, I've told you long-term financing was required, and that's a major problem with respect to the banks, as they have asset liability mismatch. The deposit that they are getting and the loan that they are supposed to give, that's what you mean by asset liability mismatch. Deposit is for short term, but the loan required in this case is actually long term. So there is a problem. So for that only this particular scheme, takeout financing scheme. Okay, so here under the scheme, actually the banks can transfer their loans to other financial institution. So HDFC, if suppose this bank, if they want, they can transfer this to other financial institution, maybe LIC, or they can transfer the loans to other financial institutions, so that asset liability problem mismatch may be solved. Okay, so just write one line there. Under the scheme, banks can transfer their long-term loans. The problem is with the long-term loans. That is actually creating the asset liability mismatch. Long-term loans to other financial institution. So long-term loans to other financial institutions under certain condition. That is, it could be transferred after 1 year. After 1 year of the lending, 1 year of lending. If the project is on schedule, that means the project is going on, it could transfer after 1 year. Okay, so it could be transferred after 1 year of lending if the project is on schedule. One more line you can write there. It seeks to overcome the problem of asset liability mismatch of banks. In providing long-term loans. Asset liability mismatch of banks in providing long-term loans. So in case if there is any problem, the banks can transfer the loan to the other financial institution under certain conditions. Okay, so now next one is also very important. In the same regard, you can write the third scheme again. So going to solve the same problem only. 5/25 infrastructure financing scheme. 5/25 infrastructure financing scheme. Okay, right. Under the scheme, banks can provide long-term loans. Long-term means up to 25. You can write in bracket up to 25 years. That is what this 25. Banks can provide loans up to 25 years under a condition that such loans should be refinanced after every 5 years. So you can give loan up to 25 years, but every 5 years it should be refinanced. Okay, so actually again the problem of asset liability mismatch can be or may be solved. So I've told you maybe deposit you consider like 1 to 5 years normally, but you're giving loans to let's say 25 years. So this is the problem with asset liability mismatch. So if you can refinance the same loan after every 5 years, if that condition is implemented, then the problem of this asset liability mismatch could be solved and the issue of financing may be solved. Okay, 4, credit enhancement. Credit enhancement. Under that you can write, under this an additional collateral, under this an additional collateral or a third party guarantee, by a financial institution, third party guarantee, in bracket you can write, by a financial institution is provided by the borrower. So under credit enhancement what I'm saying is you will give additional collateral, right? Or collateral or third party guarantee. We have discussed about this third party guarantee when we discussed about DFI also. Like DFIs will give the guarantee to the loan, that if A want to start a business, DFI will give the guarantee, so the bank will give loan to A. So this is what you mean by guarantee. So here also you will give a third party guarantee, in bracket you write, by a financial institution, So third party guarantee is provided by the borrower, that means the private entity who's undertaking the project, by the borrower, to enhance the credit worthiness of the project. So here if I am saying when the bank is lending to A, initially when A approaches the bank is not willing to lend, right? But when A go to DFI and DFI will conduct the study and DFI will give a guarantee, then the credit worthiness is increased, so bank is ready to lend. Exactly the same thing here. Either you will give additional collateral or you give a third party guarantee, which may be of any other financial institution. So it will be provided by the borrower, so that the credit worthiness of the project will increase. Okay, next, fifth point, National Infrastructure Investment Fund, NIIF. It was established in 2015. By the government. So government is holding its 49% shares. Okay, so government holding the 49% of shares. Just write one line under that. It will raise funds through issue of bonds in India and abroad. For providing equity finance. What do you mean by equity finance? We have discussed this when we discussed about DFI. So one of the kind of finance which is provided by equity finance by the DFIs. What do you mean by this? You will buy the shares of the company, right? So here are the shares of the project. So for providing equity finance to infrastructure financing companies. Equity finance to infrastructure financing companies, like IDFC is an infrastructure finance company, IIFCL, okay, etc. So these are infrastructure finance companies. So the idea is you issue bonds in India and abroad so that you can provide equity finance to the infrastructure financing companies like IDFC, IIFCL, etc. Okay, so how it is provided? It will actually invest in the shares of the infrastructure financing companies. So directly they will purchase the shares of infrastructure financing company. Why? Because share capital is actually the best capital. If you need to support someone, share capital is the best capital, right? So I've told you the difference between the shareholder, preference shareholder, everything. So share capital is actually the best capital from the point of view of the company. Okay. Then one more last one, infrastructure debt fund, IDF. Infrastructure debt fund, IDF. Introduced in 2013. Now there are two types of infrastructure debt fund. So one is IDF mutual fund is there, infrastructure debt fund mutual fund is there, and IDF NBFC is there. Okay, so I would say this is mutual fund, two branches, NBFC. So who's regulating the mutual fund? Normally who's the regulator of IDF mutual fund? SEBI regulate mutual fund. Who's regulating NBFC? RBI. RBI regulate NBFCs. Okay, all the NBFCs are regulated by RBI only. So SEBI will regulate. So the regulator for IDF MF mutual fund is SEBI, and NBFC is RBI. Okay. Now what about the source of fund for this mutual fund? How mutual funds mobilize money or fund corpus? And we have discussed this same only. Here also selling units, right? Issuing units in case of mutual fund. In case of NBFC, issuing bonds. Okay, so just write one line under this IDF. IDFs will provide, infrastructure debt fund will provide refinance. What do you mean by refinance? We have discussed this already. So they will not give directly, they will give through the infrastructure finance companies. Okay, so IDFs will provide refinance to infrastructure finance institutions. Infrastructure finance institutions, like it could be banks or it could be infrastructure financing companies, like I have told you before, IDFC, IIFCL, etc. These are infrastructure financing companies. So IDF will provide refinance. Okay. So these are the main points that we need to know from this investment model. So this module is over. Very important module, may not be that important from prelims perspective, but very important from mains. Very important from mains. Also you need to add the contemporary perspectives, contemporary points, and the current affairs, whatever issues are there that you have to incorporate based on the demand of the question. But the fundamental, the base is with this only. So the base is clear.